Now, when he said smell the pee-pee, was he being serious or was he trying to be funny? Do you guys think this is sexual for Bobby? Hi. Why is there so much FD stuff? I thought that was interesting. Oh yeah, this was the shirt. Wait, if Lyric comes, I'll show the shirt. $12. Great fucking deal. Saw it, had to get it. I was like, steal. Got it the same time as the other one. Yeah, the Boeing shit is weird. I haven't looked too much into that. I'm more on like, you know, celebrity bullshit. But I am very happy. It seems like celebrity culture is dying. Oh, Lyric is here. Okay, Lyric. This is the shirt. Remember I said I was gonna pull out the shirt and you're like, I want to see it. But then some bitch said they didn't. I forgot why I didn't do it. But once she acknowledges what I just said, I'll show it off. Oh yeah, all right, let me show it off. Let me show it off. We're beating the coon allegations. The ultimate coon beater shirt. Powered by the black women before me. Bro, you can't fucking hate on a guy who wears this shirt. See, Taylor? I knew she would like that. Should we start with the Diddy stuff? Or should we start with like something light? You know, start up with the Bobby Lee, Logan Paul shit. I found one video. It's 16 minutes. I think it'll kind of cover everything. And then we can watch the Diddy documentary. And then we'll watch the Diddy apology. Or also, wait, how's the sound? Everything good? Wait.
Okay, so we gotta talk about Bobby Lee. So for context, last video we were talking about the Logan Paul George Janko situation, where basically on Logan Paul's podcast Impulsive, George Janko was allegedly sexually assaulted by Bobby Lee. Now Logan removed that segment from the podcast, humiliated George, and threatened to fire him if he didn't apologize to Bobby. So I had to look further into the situation to understand what kind of a person Bobby Lee is. And after going through a lot of Bobby's clips, I think I can safely say that Bobby has always been a creep, and this is kind of just normal behavior for him. And pretty much the only reason that he gets away with it is because he's a comedian and everything is supposedly a joke, right? Even thrusting your dick in someone's face, you know, truly.
Now look, I'll say this. I've been watching, well, I stopped watching his podcast like 2 years ago, but I've seen a lot of his podcast, and this is my opinion on Bobby before we watch any of this. I think he's more of like hacky instead of dangerous. I think Bobby doesn't really see himself like as a real genuine threat. Just checking the lights. As a threat, so he thinks like, haha, look at my dick, it's so tiny and funny, haha. He does that shit. He thinks it's cute, but I guess he doesn't realize some people don't think that shit is cute. They don't think that shit is fucking funny. You know what I mean? He said knocking like Pegasus is cringe. Well, I don't know the man. All right, we're just watching the video. God damn, how many bottles of fucking Prime are in this shot? 1, 2, 3, 4. We get it. You like Prime.
Truly the best humor. So let's start with the portion of the podcast that Logan actually.
Oh, Hassan called me an Uncle Tom virgin. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that's hilarious.
Left uploaded. Now you better save this.
Oh shit.
Because
Hey, I guess I'm really moving up in the world, huh?
I highly suspect in the next few days, this clip might
one
get
thing at a
deleted
time.
by
One thing at a
Logan's
time.
PR team.
I don't know if this is real.
I don't smell good on my bottom because you know here's the thing. Is I'm single now, and I've been. You want to smell my?
One of us in this room will.
Yeah, smell my because I have no cologne here, but I spray the on my.
What?
Maybe Mike, you want to smell?
I would.
No, you are. No, you are.
No question.
I'm not gonna pull it out. I'm gonna just do the underwear.
Question.
It would be him. It would be George.
Yeah, George.
It would.
Yeah.
Like
What happened, Mike? You're the one that fucking raised your hand, but when it's time to show the link in Discord. What are you guys talking about? Oh, it's real? Oh shit! Oh, there you go. Well, one person. I don't know.
Or maybe he'll know the smell too.
Yeah, I know, Colin. Lame.
Okay, so for obvious reasons, from this point on, I can only sort of show images and audio segments, but rest assured, Logan probably has the shit in 4K quality sitting on a hard drive somewhere. Okay, so after this, you can probably guess what happens. Here we have Bobby.
This is the thing, though, like, George, you gotta be like, no. I think Bobby's the type of dude, and this is all speculation. If you're like, look, motherfucker, if you come near me, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, he'll leave it alone. But he's like very childish. He's like, he. You know, if he thinks he can get away with some, you know, shit like this, he will. But I think he is harmless. Yeah, that picture is wild.
Approaching George. The whole time, Logan and Mike are egging this on. Conveniently, they don't want to do it themselves, right? They explicitly say, you know, let's let George do it, right? The one person they actually don't value at all. And obviously they won't do it themselves because, you know, it's hecka weird and disgusting. Here we have George trying to keep his cool with a
like, why
PB
keep your
in
cool?
his
Let
face,
that motherfucker
trying to
know.
Get far away from it. Meanwhile,
Oh,
Bobby
septic.
is there saying, smell it.
It's
you know,
the video.
Get real close and smell it. Here we have some audio of George
Septic,
reacting
editor
to
of the
this,
second
saying
channel,
that
just
it's
sent it to
okay,
me.
I'll smell it from far away, but Bobby insists on bringing it closer.
No, smell. You gotta smell
I
it.
just wafted it.
Then after this, Bobby sort
Oh,
of
yeah,
gets
yeah, I know about
pissed
that.
and justifies
not
it
send it to me,
for
send me something else,
entertainment.
Dude, this is not gay. It's podcasting. It's for entertainment.
It's material.
And in improv, you never disagree. You always agree. Because
Yes,
and you ruin the fucking moment if you don't do it. So you're gonna fucking smell my dick, and it's not gay.
Amazing improv.
See, look, he thinks this shit is funny. Maybe, I don't know. It feels weird for me to be like, well, just say no harder. You shouldn't have to, but I'm just saying I think that would have helped the situation a little bit more. But yeah, this isn't great. This isn't great, especially with somebody who doesn't understand. Bobby does this with like everybody that's a guest on his show. He thinks this shit is cute. He thinks this shit is funny. He's the dude on his act, during his act would like fucking, you know, he pulls his dick out and shit. He's like, ha ha ha. I don't know. It's just like hacky to me.
Here, just smelling another man's
Not the best move, but
smell it or you're ruining the joke, you're ruining the fun over here. And that's kind of the vibe that was going on over there, where Logan and Mike were making George feel guilty for, like, you know, ruining the mood because Bobby didn't like him or whatever. And now Bobby is adding on to this, saying,
now Logan obviously is like a fake ass bitch, because he's if you know your friend's not like that shit, you need to shut this down. But of course Logan's not gonna do that because he's a fucking sociopath. But
George, you're killing the mood over here. And you can even sort of see Logan get a bit angry over here. He looks at George and look at what he says.
his pants are really
George.
down.
Yeah.
It's material, George. It's just material that, you know, only you should do. I don't want to do this material though, but you, George, you're the joke of the show. Just go with it. Stop pissing off our guest Bobby. You're ruining the show. And I feel like Logan actually believes this, because that's kind of how messed up in the head Logan actually is. Meanwhile, Mike is just laughing uncomfortably as it happens, but he also recommended George to smell the pee-pee. You know,
Did he just say smell the pee-pee? No. Look, I don't know anything about this guy, all right? Now, when he said smell the pee-pee, was he being serious or was he trying to be funny? So, look, I don't... Good. This is not going to be the me defending somebody I don't know show, but I don't know much about the Tijuana clip. I know he, like, got semi-canceled for that, but he said he was trolling. He was ha-haing. And also, Drake, certified lover boy. Are you a real Drake fan? I feel like you're not. Because we need, on the call-in stream, which will be happening soon, we got to get Isaiah's bitch ass. If he was going to come in, we probably would have done it today. But if you are, we need you to call in, because I just don't understand your guys' mentality. So we need to have a conversation.
It on or whatever, so it's kind of his fault too. And also, I gotta say this, but Bobby is so lucky that he did the shit to George, you know, a guy with, you know, more patience than the average man, I'd say, because a normal man would smack this guy's face.
But this is the thing, if you before you beat the shit out of somebody for doing some shit like this, you'll give signs, unless you're just a complete fucking psycho. So you'd be like, you'd be firm, you wouldn't be smiling, you let them know, haha, this shit is not funny, like, I'm serious. Put your fucking dick away, or I'm gonna fuck you up. And I think, from what I've seen from Bobby, once you make that clear, he leaves shit alone. He moves on. He's like, all right. But if you're just like, you're just like kind of half-assing, you're just gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you walk off, apparently.
So fucking hard. The second that thing got
Andrew, that's a good point. My
near
mom
him,
will
and
be
don't get
texting
started
you
on a girl
to like
would
the
probably
the
just
stream.
call the police and have you arrested for sexual harassment. So, you know,
For
let's not
people-
pretend this is a funny joke, okay? It is
Taylor, I
disgusting,
knew what you meant. I knew what you
and
meant.
he just continues to make it worse.
I have to grab your head.
No. It smells good.
Now, I
See,
get
look,
that
he's
this-
like, the room is laughing. Bobby, this guy's smiling. To Bobby, this is all good. He doesn't get it. He's been doing this little I have a little dick thing for what? Probably 20 years?
is part of
It's just
Bobby's
another day to
humor.
him. But Bobby has to understand, bitch, we're not in fucking 1996. We're in 2024. You will get canceled for the smallest thing. If you think... let me not even say that. You know, they'll come after you. So you gotta remember that.
Or whatever, and this is part of the act, right? Bobby, obviously, his whole shtick is that he wants to make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but
smallest
what
thing.
we're arguing over here is that he's obviously taking things too far. This is not funny for George. Of course, it's funny for the two jackasses sitting on the couch over there, but that's Logan and Mike. They're dumb and dumber.
Yeah, I know, Molly, but everybody he does it to is people that he doesn't know. That's like his whole thing. But it's like you need to let that shit die and move on. You know what I mean?
Crypto scam and Mr. Logan's AI robot servant assistant. I don't think they should be the standard as the opinion on this shit, okay? They witness a sexual assault on their best friend who complains about it, and they want to fire him and discredit him and humiliate him. I don't know, as a normal person watching this from a third-person perspective, it's just not funny to me. Eventually, George gives in here. He obviously doesn't want to get fired with Logan staring at him and breathing down his neck over there, so he's kind of just forced to do it. First to get up close and take. But
I think there's a way to be like, Bobby, get the fuck away from me before I punch you in your fucking stomach. That's still funny. And that way you don't have a little Asian man's dick in your face. You know, it's a win-win. But I don't think George is funny. I don't think he understands humor. I'm sorry. From what I could tell, this guy sucks. I'm going to be real. At least at being funny, in my opinion. I don't think he's funny, like, at all.
And, no yeah, people really think this is comedy. That's crazy. They think this guy is hilarious for this. Now, you got to understand that the context makes it 10 times worse because this entire podcast... George
also, this young Ben, if you're watching, you remind me of this guy.
Being repeatedly disrespected. Bobby was purposely...
Bobby's a clown, bro.
Degrading him and looking the other way the entire time. Then when George tells like a deeply emotional story about his life, he makes fun of it, you know, because that's Bobby's whole thing, you know, poking fun at pretty much everything, even if it's like deep and meaningful to you.
Honestly, if I was not Christian, I'd probably be suicidal. And it was really, really bad. I never told anybody about it. For me to like, dude, like I didn't even know I was going to be with my best friends doing a podcast where, and I don't mean this in a cocky way, but like, dude, this put me on a very strong map. So I'm very blessed, but I didn't know I was going to be here. So
it's like that's, you know?
And if you think that's all comedy, he also
that was funny. That was funny. I'm sorry.
George's repeatedly, so much so that even in Logan's final edit of the podcast, you can see George cover his private parts with his hands because he's so tired of Bobby grabbing his dick repeatedly. I don't really know how anyone justifies that because, you know, if that happened to me, I'm punching him in the face and I'm not even a violent person, right? That's just way out of line. And obviously he wouldn't dare do this to a girl, although he has done plenty of weird, creepy shit with women too, some of which we'll go over in this video as well right after this clip.
Hey there, if you like the clip, make sure to subscribe.
I love this clip, Logan, particularly the part where it exposes you as a horrible person as well.
Now look, I'm not the most sensitive person in the world. I have a question. Is that sexual assault? If I'm on a podcast and the comedian dude like keeps like touching my dick, was I sexually assaulted? I'm just asking. I don't know. I don't know. I'll give my opinion after. I want to hear what you guys have to say, though. Yes, it's grabby. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, yeah. Technically, yeah, yes. Harassment, yeah. Technically, yeah, but man. Yeah, I believe it. 100%. It's beyond inappropriate. Yes, it's wrong. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I hear you guys, and I think that's valid, but I'm gonna be real. If it's me and I'm on a podcast and Bobby Lee's like, like touch my dick, I'm not gonna go on the next day and say I'm a victim of sexual assault. I just feel like that's a little bit much for me to do. Is that fair? I feel like that's a bit much. It's a bit much for me to say that I was, but I'm also never going to be, you know, going around grabbing people's dicks and shit because that's crazy. You know what I mean? I just feel like, what? But, yeah, that's just me. Let's continue. And then we'll go on to the Diddy documentary.
For going along with this, I'm calling it right now. This clip is getting deleted very soon. Also, can you imagine Logan's thought process over here? Imagine uploading this to your clips channel. This is a separate clip, by the way. I didn't take it from the main podcast. This is on his fucking impulsive clips channel. Only this part where George is getting a in his face, because to Logan this is just a funny event over here. Even after George said he was uncomfortable with it, and literally walked off the podcast. Still then, Logan has no, sense of morals over here, no sense of obligation to his best friend or anything like that.
True.
Japan.
But I mean, it's like the fucking making fun of Hassan and shit. It's like, or Keffels, like, am I gonna be surprised that a shitty person did a shitty thing? You know what I mean?
Forest guy, so obviously you can't expect any morals from him. Now we move on to
yeah, I totally get what George is feeling, 100%. He should have checked him though. He should have been like, bitch, stop, or I'll fuck you up. Boom, would have shut it down easy, because Bobby is a pussy, and I know that for a fact. He says it all the time that he's a pussy.
Basically,
but again, he shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't show up to work and have some dude trying to grab your fucking cock and balls all the time. That's not funny. It is to him though. That's the problem.
Gonna go,
and it's been working for a long time.
Some of Bobby's old
things
clips
change
over here. All right, here we go. Start off with an interview he does where he constantly tries to kiss this woman over here and her ankles, and she literally runs away, and he still ends up kissing her.
Yeah.
God, it's so cold.
Oh man, this is gonna be bad for Bobby. They're coming after my boy, kind of.
Enjoy sitting next to the guest because
why won't you sit next to me? It's rude.
It's not rude.
I requested it. I called my agent. I want to sit next to you.
Okay, right off the
See,
bat.
that's a joke. Hopefully he understands that this is a joke. Let's see how Pegasus handles this.
She sits away from him, and she makes it clear that she's uncomfortable. I don't know if Bobby is trying to make a move on her before or something, or that she's just seen all the other clips of him harassing a bunch of female hosts and trying to kiss them. He has some sort of weird kissing fetish that it's like one of
Kissing fetish?
his sticks or whatever, where he'll just kiss people that are uncomfortable with it. In my world, we call that harassment, but apparently that's a Bobby stick.
Yeah, it is. Like, that's the problem, though. Well, it was. I feel like these clips are old, but yeah, this is not a good look at all. This looks bad.
Because you were on paternity leave last time, right?
I know, right? I think we all have that kissing fetish.
I love it. I lived in Europe for a while. That's how we kiss.
That is how you.
Yeah, that's how we kiss.
Did he lick you?
Fine. I don't have the bird flu.
Okay, starting
I'm sorry.
off
The
strong
bird flu
with-
thing was funny. The bird flu thing was funny because he's Asian. That was a thing. You
Where
guys get
there
it.
kiss the host that purposely sat away from you to avoid you, and moreover, leave your wet mouth on her face. Anyways, Bobby fans will be like, he's so charming. That was so charming. It's part of the joke. It's part of the humor. You don't understand. You don't get it.
I'm not gonna die on this hill. I'm not about to die on this hill. I mean,
yeah, I guess I don't get the humor, but it just gets worse and worse.
No, but my face is still wet. I feel you.
Did he
on my
lick you?
face.
What
No,
happened?
It's fine.
There's a wet kiss?
There's like little pecks, and then there's a kiss where you latch on and it gets a little wet. That's that kind of kiss.
I'm marking you. You're mine now forever. That's how, you've never had athlete's foot?
No.
Oh, would you run and... No?
Yes,
Okay.
but I keep my feet clean.
I'm a little dirty, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You thought you can get away by sitting over there?
God, I love this morning show. It's my favorite.
Ha, guys, very funny. You know what, guys? I'm starting
This
to
is tough.
understand the
This is
humor.
tough.
You know what would be even more
And
funny?
his asshole is out too. That makes it extra funny.
If Bobby actually chased her around after she tried to run away from him.
Like, do we agree? Okay, question. Do you guys think this is sexual for Bobby? Genuine question. And does that change things? I'm just asking. He said, no, doesn't matter, still bad. I think that's fair, Mark. Okay, Chris said yes. We got some yes. Just creepy mixed with jokes. Guy says no. Lyric says he just does too much. Even if it's not still weird. Someone said totes. What'd you miss, Ruby? Not much. This is like, we're just getting warmed up. Apparently Hassan called me a, what did he call me? That's kind of big news. He called me a Uncle Tom virgin. That's so something he would say. That's why I do believe it. I guess you missed that. That's what they're saying in the comments. I haven't seen it myself, but we've had like, I saw 5 people say that they saw the clip, so I don't know. But that's funny. Thank you. And again, dude, Look at my shirt. How can I be an Uncle Tom powered by the black women before me? Like, nice try, dude. Nice try.
He forced her to sit down, threatening to never come to another interview if she doesn't sit down. And then
I'm sure we'll probably end up watching it today. But fuck, we're not on Twitch, so you guys can't send me clips, which is super annoying. I gotta figure out how to fix that. Do I need a website? How do I fix that?
After she explicitly says no. Imagine he
So
did
you guys
that.
can always
Oh wait,
send me clips.
he does.
You don't feel good? You want me to do it again? What am I? What? Where are you going?
Do not
Where are you
kiss
going?
my
All right,
ankle,
okay,
my
okay,
ankle
bad.
bone.
My bad. I'm sorry, come back. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, everybody. Everything's fine.
Like, to Bobby, this is like a fun back and forth. He thinks this is a game.
I want to tell you anymore.
No, I don't trust you.
Why?
Because I can see you
From a
jumping
mile
on
away,
me
and I see you too. If you get up again, I swear to God, I'm never gonna come back here. Okay?
Got
I
really.
just want to.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, this is not comedy. I don't understand how Bobby fans are like, this is the funniest shit ever.
Dude, I'm sorry, this is a little
full-grown
funny.
woman running away from you.
Right, like, it's kind of a back and forth here. The lines are a little blurred, right? I feel like there's a lot of nuance here, and this guy's kind of like a nerd, and maybe he doesn't get it. I'm not saying that Bobby should be doing this, but I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't think this woman, like, is traumatized from this situation. I don't think she cares. But I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Explicitly telling you, like, she sat away from you. She tried to leave the set of the interview over there, and she explicitly said, don't kiss my ankle or whatever. And in regular parts of the world, we call this a creepy guy.
Yeah, that's sexual assault satire. I don't know.
Take a hint, right? This is just harassment. You're clearly crossing her boundaries over here. But it's just Bobby, right, guys? He's a funny guy. He can do no wrong. Everything he does is just a joke. You know, he can get arrested for a million things, but, you know, that will also be a joke, obviously. And it seems like Bobby has just done this tons of times, it seems.
I'm very interested. I've seen like 5 of these videos, and from what I could tell about Bobby, he's a very sensitive guy. He doesn't like the backlash. It really affects him. And he doesn't really seem like the dude who's gonna, like, you know, turn on the fucking Instagram live and just address all the allegations. So I am very curious to see how he's gonna handle this. This will be interesting. But they're coming for him. Bobby Lee is actually disgusting. That's quite the title.
Another clip.
Can I say that? I'm so sorry. Can I say that on TV? I'm so
Bobby,
sorry.
let's talk about your hair. Can we talk about what is it with the Addison Improv guys with the comedians? It's like
A bit much.
Sneak attack, you know?
Yeah, nice sneak attack, man. You totally got her. Yeah, I will say one thing Bobby fans do have right is that he is a professional and making people feel uncomfortable, and you might think that's part of his shtick or whatever, but I don't think that's something to brag about, that you make people feel uncomfortable. Like, he may be a funny guy, but it just seems like he has no moral compass or no boundaries, and he's just a complete and throughout clown. Like, I get the fact that he's a clown and he's trying to, you know, make everybody laugh or whatever, but there's other ways to do that than invading people's personal space. And if you do that to the wrong person, I feel like you will get arrested. Now, I've saved the best for last here. I'm pretty sure you guys knew that this was coming if you've watched Bobby, but there was a story he told once upon a time in Tiana. And this is a really popular story, but basically people have called him out multiple times for this. But allegedly,
We'll finish it. I want to move on, but we'll finish it.
Allegedly admits to forcing himself on an underage prostitute and bragging about it. And he actually retells the story multiple times, and one time is on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and even Theo is just very, very uncomfortable with it. Take a look.
If I say this story and you think, honestly, if you think this is gonna ruin me, will you cut it out?
Yes, I will.
You promise me?
Yes.
I was walking down Hooker Alley and there was a girl.
For what?
To get a girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Girl that she seemed scared.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted.
Oh. And how's the woman feeling? What is she wearing? Is she...
I don't really remember what she's wearing. I think she was wearing like a Hello Kitty shirt. You know what I mean?
For kids, you can't put them in something called Hello Kitty and not expect perverts to show up.
This is not a kid, man. This is an adult.
Good.
Jesus Christ. I feel like, fuck, this is a tough one, because there's going to be these are two friends, they're both comedians. There's going to be a lot of them making shit up. There's going to be a lot of nuance here, but I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. I just don't know.
He's an adult, so don't say.
But I will say, apparently he said this story was all fake, obviously. I mean, even if it was real, you're probably going to say that. From what I know, but I haven't heard the story, so let's get into it. Fuck it.
I didn't. You, in the beginning, Nick, do you think it sounded like he was talking about a kid or an adult? Who?
I think he said girl, which is ambiguous, but...
Okay.
Woman.
Yeah, so the first time he actually told the story, he was definitely talking about a kid. I think might be a clip out there where he even clarifies like the age or something, but I haven't looked into that. And the first time he actually told a story, there was actually no real tone of sarcasm at all. It seemed like
I don't think, no matter how big I get, no Diddy, Logan Paul would never talk to me. I think there's a long list of people that would never talk to me. Logan Paul, Noah Samson, Hassan. That might be it.
Was a story he was ashamed of, and he wanted to move past it, but he somehow kept bragging about it.
I mean, I made a video just trashing him. Women in general. Ouch. Ouch. Well, why not Noah? Because Noah's a pussy, and I've made fun of him too much. He probably knows who I am, I would assume. Maybe not. Hopefully not. But he doesn't like to talk to people who disagree with him, or even people that agree with him. He can't do it. He says that, like, explicitly. He doesn't do that, so I would be one of those people. And if I ever talk to those people, I can't be some fake-ass bitch and just be like, oh, haha, Logan, you're so great. I love Prime. Can I get a sample? Like, no, I'm going to talk to him how I feel about him. And I don't think that would go well for him, especially with somebody like Logan, because all his shit is just, like, very obvious. It's very out in the open. There's literally videos of this dude, like, doing crypto scams. Like, clear as day. There's nothing, like, it's not some, like, oh, tricky thing. Like, oh, maybe no, it's very... very obvious that this dude is just a shitty scammer fuck. So, and if I ever go on this fucking podcast, I'm gonna bring that shit up. So it's just gonna be really awkward.
Repeatedly by retelling the story, and it's like he's proud he got away with it, which is very, very disturbing. And the next part is truly horrific.
And again, for anybody wondering, once we finish this video, we will be getting into the Diddy stuff. It's going to be very interesting. I have not seen this documentary. I have not seen the apology. We're going to watch the documentary first, and then we're going to get into the apology. But I know it's going to be a lot. It's going to be crazy.
If it actually happened.
Who's doing crypto scams? Just Logan Paul. Nothing new.
And she's crying. Oh. Snot bubbles, the whole thing.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So I feel bad. I'm a good guy, right? I feel bad. So I do what any good guy would do. I start power.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Bobby, that's really funny.
It's a very, very, very edgy joke.
So funny that I'm pretty sure.
Or true story. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Audience will be laughing at this, right? The entire comment section of this video should be laughing. So let's take a look what they think. What a depressing story on every single level. Why would you tell this story? That's a to the grave story if ever there was one. She seems scared. That's the one I wanted. What the frick? Bro opens with a sob story, hoping we'll accept it as an excuse for raping children. I started out as a busboy.
Can't even say graping.
You don't see me diddling kids. Can someone please explain what the joke is supposed to be in the story? I'm all for dark humor, but there's no punchline here. Is this a story of him describing a young girl?
I can actually explain the joke. It's like a misdirection joke because he's doing something fucked up. He's owning that. And you think he's going to be like, I'm a good guy, right? So I stopped. But I just did something even worse. That's the joke. Some people don't think that shit is funny, but that is the idea of the joke. I feel like that should be universally understood, but I understand that comedy is not. So I will explain it for those who are confused.
Girl and then taking her to a sex motel. Bobby has always seemed off to me, and stuff like this just makes me feel justified in it. Now, child or no child, taking advantage of someone who's so clearly desperate.
Oh, my mom
is
texted me.
You're not a good person if you can talk about something like this.
She
so
said hit the like button.
Little to no remorse. That was a fucking kid, and he's been trying to paint the picture, insinuating it was our first time and how much trouble this could get him in. The hell.
All right, we get it, right? But to say like you don't understand it, I think is a little. Well, I mean, maybe they're being genuine. All right, let's watch this Diddy doc.